Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gavaskar Reed, Industry Engagement Manager from the Office of Student Pathways, the New York City Department of Education, which we now call New York City Public Schools, largest education institution system in all of North America. And the reason why we have such a great turnout of partners today and school staff members today is because you all understand the importance of this work. So I can't emphasize this enough how much we value the collaborative efforts that you've been doing with us on a very daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Cannot overstate that. So I welcome everybody that came in, and I see some more people coming in. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Nobody else can do the work as well as you do. This is our first Automotive and Transportation Commission meeting for the school year. And what I really like about this setup is the fact that if you go back in time, when we first created this commission, we just had a handful of people. We only had about 10 to 12 people. And over the years, you can see that we have dozens and dozens of people, not only that come to this meeting, but the ones that do the work outside of the meetings as well. So we have a mixture of public sector partners, private sector partners, unions, the for-profits, the nonprofits, the principals, the teachers, the work-based learning coordinators, and everybody in between. Really, really value the work that you do. I want to give a shout out to a few people in case you are not familiar with them. In case you don't know her already, the boss lady is with us. That's Reina Utsunomania. All right. Sorry if I butchered your name there, Reina. But Reina, she's one of the boss ladies here in central office, and she has been instrumental in pushing forward a lot of the great work that we do. We also have our Senior Director of Employer Engagement, Sean Reyes. I know how to roll my R's a little bit. I have a Hispanic wife, so I know how to do that a little bit. So his name in Spanish means king. So, right. So when it comes to employer engagement, he is the king when it comes to these matters. We also have Dr. Adam Breer as well, CTE Deputy Executive Director. He's joined us. We also have the beautiful Sonia Hooks with us as well. All right, she's there waving. So these are some of my colleagues here. If I've missed anyone, I apologize, but I'll be sure to recognize you before the meeting is over. We have a stellar team here that tries to put the interests of you and your kids at the forefront of everything that we do. So really appreciate you taking the time out. You could have been in any other meeting, you could have been somewhere else, but you choose to be a part of this gathering. So I appreciate that. And I'm going to turn it over to Sean Reyes just to say a few words, and we're going to get into the agenda. So Sean, feel free to take it away.
Thank you, Gav, and good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to meet everyone virtually, and I hope to continue to work with everyone over the next few months so that you get to know me as well, and I get to know you all. Thank you. Once again, my name is Sean Reyes. I'm the Senior Director of Employer Engagement and newer to the Office of Student Pathways and New York City Public Schools. I'm going to share the screen right now with today's agenda. And we're going to make a little bit of an adjustment today to allow for Keith Kerman to do a presentation. I know that we want to try to accommodate schedules and other pieces. But going over today, we're obviously say thank you, Gav, for the warm welcome of everyone and introduction. We'll be going over the pieces of just some overview from the Office of Student Pathways today. We'll also have some employer engagement updates that Gav will be providing for everyone. We're talking a little bit about the sustainability and the green economy pilot, some industry scholar program updates. We have a share out from one of our schools, Thomas Edison High School. And as you see in the bottom, we have an industry partner update from DCAS, from the New York City Department of Citywide Administrative Services, and that will be Keith Kerman. And so in order to accommodate, we're going to move Keith to the front of the line for this part so that the presentation, and then he'll be followed afterwards, and we'll follow with Gav.
Keith, are you speaking?
I just got muted again.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we hear you perfectly now.
Okay, great. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this is going to work. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
All right. So good to be with you all again. And I believe this is my transition presentation away from being one of the chairs of this meeting. And I'm going to be leaving you in, I hope, very able hands. But we've been doing a lot of great stuff, and I'm going to try and run through quickly both what we're doing with the schools and also just some interesting fleet announcements that I think are of general note. And then I'm going to take 2 minutes of your time for something we've never done before. Gab, you cannot publicize this yet, but we have an animated video about electrification that we're going to share with you. So I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. Adam, good to see you again. First, as part of all our efforts, I think most of you know that Mayor Adams announced in partnership with Hertz a donation of electric vehicles, of training, of internship support, of job support in September. So we're very excited to kind of see that high level engagement in the automotive schools. And we are talking to other big companies about doing similar things. So this sparked an interest in more of these type of partnerships, and hopefully we're going to have some more announcements like it. Of course, DCAS continues to support the schools. We had a really nice New York One piece over about McKee, where we donated 2 electric vehicles. We have now donated 15 electric vehicles throughout the automotive school system. And if you need more, let us know. We want to help make that transition to teaching hybrids and electrics, and we can come with the cars. We can also support, if you have driver ed programs, we can support that in electric as well. We had an awesome and wonderful internship program, really some of the nicest kids, and a really great experience this year, and glad to have that program back and as big as ever. And I want to thank Javier Nieves, who is our Director of Sustainability and who has been coordinating that. And I hope Javier is on this call. We're also just doing a lot on the sustainability front. And I know there's going to be a sustainability presentation. I'm sorry, I do have to run to another meeting a little bit later. So thank you for accommodating my schedule. But we've been pushing on all fronts. On the sustainability side, we began the year with an announcement about buying 1,000 electric vehicles with Mayor Adams, and that's kind of the pace we now need to keep. Mid-year, a wonderful CBS News piece about our emerging electric fleet program with the New York City Police Department, and you're gonna get this whole deck, so please take a look at that. And then just a few weeks ago, a new local law that requires us to go all electric wherever it's possible. There are some limitations by 2038. And it's a really interesting law. I know I'm going very quickly, but I want to mention one thing here, just the basic bullets of it, but it has really interesting and novel right to repair language, requiring electric vehicle vendors to provide us the equipment, schematics, diagnostics, certifications, so that we can maintain their vehicles in-house with our 1,300 mechanics, so many of whom are graduates of the automotive schools. And this is really national path-breaking kind of stuff. Soon, we will announce 5,000 electric vehicles, as a milestone, and we're going to show you a video that we're going to put out with the Department of Education about that at the very end. We're still pushing out charging. We have the largest charging network in the state, really one of the largest in the country. Different types of chargers, battery storage chargers, solar carport rollout that we're doing, 155 now, the largest national program. If you have your own electric vehicle, we do offer public charging. And this is our newest hub, ribbon cutting to come, over at the World's Fair Marina. We have 5 fast chargers, including our first ADA accessible fast charger, and unbelievably busy. This was just a random picture taken, I think, yesterday by the marina manager. They're new and they're getting used, which is great. We've committed to really roll out our EVSE and our electric vehicles in environmental justice communities, and a 50% or more standard that we would cite those in EJ communities as a priority. Mayor Adams announced part of that, our NYCHA partnership. We're going to be citing some of our charging in electric vehicles with NYCHA, and we're happy to have Mayor Adams announce that. Some items that could be the future for automotive students. We have now scaled up our first field services unit, including 2 city mechanics who maintain electric charging, right? So some of the jobs of the future are going to be not just maintaining the vehicles, but maintaining the charging network. And we have our first team all operating in an e-transit, all electric van, who are now servicing the charging network, and that's going to grow. We're also trying to do as much electric vehicle training with our mechanics as possible. We want you to be part of that. So I'm not going to take a lot of time on this, except to say, you know, we are doing regular training. It's actually part of the local law now. And to the extent we can build your teachers and your students into that, we want to do that. We're also doing training for operators, training with the fire department for fire risk. I'm going to send out a couple of links more on that. We have a really nice deck for operators. Let's talk about electric vehicles. It's just a really great deck that we did in partnership with the Environmental Defense Fund to kind of really introduce electric vehicles to the people who would drive them, you know, not pretending that everybody really understands this stuff. So while electrification is our main strategy, yesterday we announced with Mayor Adams what we're going to do in the interim, where electric vehicles for emergency trucks, plow trucks, off-road equipment don't yet exist. And that is renewable diesel. We are now the first entity in the East Coast of the United States. In fact, we're the first entity east of the Rocky Mountains to have turned over our whole fleet to renewable diesel. And Mayor Adams announced that yesterday. We had nice daily news and other pieces. But really exciting stuff. We're no longer using fossil fuel for the most part. We have 2 agencies we have to finish up, fire and police. But you know, just to give you an example, no sanitation truck today is using fossil fuel to operate. And you know, we think this will be a great complement to electrification. We have a training which we also offer all of you free of charge. We have an online training we did in partnership with the National Lung Association about biofuels, to also help teach people about biofuels and their benefits and how they operate at a mechanic level. We've got a 3-part clean fleet plan. We committed to 50 by 25, 50% greenhouse gas by 25 during the Paris Climate Accords in 2015. I will tell you that we will make it. We will achieve that. So today with Mayor Adams, a little bit on the more sober side, you know, there have been some just horrible fatalities, including with the school bus, including with the city police department tow truck, including another young child this morning with a private vehicle. We made an announcement with Mayor Adams this morning about really upping the game. So we will be announcing with the public schools a school bus safety plan, very comprehensive plan. We'll be publishing a report with the United States Department of Transportation. This is the report. It's actually on our website now, but we'll be announcing it within the next few days, and a big effort to kind of up safety for our vehicles. I'm not going to show that video in the sake of time, but one of the things we are expanding is our intelligent speed assist program. We know that vehicles, including school buses, can be designed so they cannot speed. They won't be allowed to speed. And we're going to be adding that to school buses and adding that to trucks all over. We've been doing with the Department of Ed and DOT and NYPD this really nice Vision Zero truck experience program, trying to educate children about the dangers of trucks, to understand trucks, sightline issues. And this is something we want to expand and really do more of. We also do our safety training with operators. This is a group of automotive high school students who took our training this summer, and we again offer that training to all of you. If you want to take our safety training, it's all-day training. You do get some license benefits and insurance benefits. We will offer that free of charge and bring you in. So just reach out to Javier, and it was great to have a whole student class. They were a lot of fun, and we're going to keep doing this. We're making a lot of progress on safety, but you know, it doesn't feel like it in a week or a couple of weeks when you've lost New Yorkers. We're also just doing a lot to procure vehicles, to get a new fleet, to bring in cleaner vehicles. We're achieving 112 miles per gallon now in the city fleet. Our CAFE standard, pretty remarkable thing. To reduce the size of the fleet, to do other kinds of efficiencies. So I think I've mentioned before in this meeting that we use telematics. We're tracking 28,000 vehicles. And of course, the biggest part of our program, the one where we want to see all your students in the future, is our automotive repair program. 1,300 mechanics. We fix 4,800 city vehicles a week and do 250,000 work orders a year. So this is where we want all of your students, part of our servicing program, part of our agencies. We did have Istiak Hussein, who was an intern in 2016 and now works for us. I don't think any new employee gets more love and attention. He's met the mayor multiple times now. We did a whole video about him, so you can put his name, Istiak Hussein, in online. We serve Wednesdays. He's got a whole video. We're hoping he turns out as a good employee because we've built him up too much. But it's been a really great story, and we're very happy about it. We've had some other great stories and good recognition. At the beginning of this year, they recognized me for some stuff. But at the end of this year, they recognized Eric Richardson, and he got a National Safety Award. And that matters because Eric is now your new co-chair of this committee. We're going to leave you in good hands. He's told me that I need to go spend more time with my family. And so I'm going to do that. But when I spend time with my family, I need high-level representatives. So we had a very nice, I now have my own high schooler, and I got a chance to begin high school by introducing him to Mayor Adams. This has been a really wonderful partnership with all of you, and just happy to have had this chance to play this role for 4 years. I'll still be on the meetings, and I'm still going to over talk Eric as long as I can, but I do want to thank you for everything you're doing. And now I'm going to go to a different slide and show you my last thing that I want to show you, and hopefully I'm going to figure out how to get to this slide properly. Can you see the batteries included, Eric? Do you all see batteries included?
Yes, yes, we do.
Did you hear it?
No.
That is always the trick. So anyone going to give me, let me try this again. Let me see if you hear this. I don't know if you're going to hear it. Do you hear it?
No.
No. All right. So I'm going to do. I'm going to let Eric introduce this to you later on, so we can figure out how you can hear it. But to mark our 5,000th electric vehicle, we've been working with Meredith McDermott at the Office of Sustainability at Public Schools on a animated video that we are going to launch for educational and other purposes. And we were going to try and show it here first, and I will ask Eric to see if he can do it, but we hope you like it. Again, I do want to thank you all. I'll still be part of this all the time, but I'm going to leave you more prominently in the hands of Eric Richardson and of Javier. But thank you for taking a little time. And I'm sorry I have to run, but we are extraordinary supporters of this program. I can speak for Mayor Adams and for Commissioner Pinnock. We want to keep growing our partnership with all of you. We, of course, once we get to hiring again, we were doing some hiring over the summer, but once we get back to hiring, we want to make sure that it's your students we hire. So thank you very much.
Keith, before you go, a couple of quick questions for you. You mentioned the biodiesel fuel training. Is that something that is free for educators?
Yes.
Okay, and is that something where they log on to a website? Is it somebody leading out the course? How does that work?
Yeah, so the biodiesel is an online certificate program that we designed with the Lung Association. It's free of charge. You can stagger your use. We can set you up, reach out to Eric. We can set up anybody to do that. And we had some high school students who did do it over the summer. The safety training is either in person or online. So we can do either. Well, obviously we did in person over the summer, but you can do it online with us. And then the mechanics training is in person. So that we have to work out the scheduling for.
Okay, and one more question. Whenever the next automotive service worker exam comes out, because we have a lot of our graduating automotive kids apply for that, Will there be any stipulation there that you must have prior EV experience or EV education in order to qualify? Is that going to?
Not yet. I wish, right, but not yet. I mean, my goal remains to work with all of you to build in hybrid and electric ASE certification into your current ASE certification program, right? That's what we want to see. I'm very cognizant of the many scheduling and training and other challenges to do that, but that's what we're going to keep pushing. That's why I'm throwing you all these electric cars, and I'm going to offer up as much training as I can. But certainly we're not there yet, right? So we can't put in a requirement when we're not doing the training and certifying that would back. But that's certainly where we want to get to.
All right, terrific. Thank you so much for the information, Keith.
Thank you. Good to see you all.
Gav, I'm going to take the screen. You should be able to see it now.
Yeah, we see a screen that says batteries included.
Okay, let's give this a try.
Okay. I can't hear it.
So if there's sound, remember, before you share the screen, there is a chat box there that says share sound that you have to check before you do the screen sharing.
Okay, we hope you liked it. Coming soon. Please distribute it and show it as much as you can. Gav, please don't put this out until we can announce it. There's a press release and possible mayoral and schools chancellor announcement relating to this.
Got it.
Coming very soon. Thank you all. Have a great meeting.
Thanks, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
So thank you, Keith, for that presentation, and thank you, Eric, for assisting with the video. We're now going to move into employer engagement updates, and I'm going to pass this over to Gav.
Gav, you muted.
Does everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes, okay, terrific. Just wanted to take a few minutes to go over some employer engagement opportunities that were made possible due to many of the folks in the room today. First, we had a tremendous Nissan Infinity Career Day at CUNY Bronx Community College. We did this a few weeks ago. We ended up having 259 of our students attend this event. So our young people had the opportunity to check out the new shop facilities at BCC, as well as network with a number of representatives, both from the administrative side as well as the technical side of Nissan Infinity. And in addition to some of our automotive schools attending this event, we had some representation from our other schools that don't have automotive programs. So we had Long Island City Energy Tech and a few others as well. So we see that the interest in pursuing these automotive pathways have been growing. So I want to give a big shout out to Clem Drummond, Paula Wicklin, and the rest of the BCC team for putting this together. In the middle of the picture, you see these two good-looking brown guys. That's Barry Rootnarine. If you haven't checked out his collision repair shop class in Edison, it is phenomenal. Make sure if you do have an opportunity to visit that school, these are a bunch of the kids from Edison's CTE Automotive Repair and Collision Repair program. We also have front and center my main man, Miguel Sierra. We're going to hear a bit from him later on in this meeting as well. The next thing I wanted to share was the Transit Tech Career Day that we had a few weeks ago as well. In the middle of the picture, you see me with Katia, who is the counselor there. We collaborated and we were able to invite a number of industry partners to this event. We had representation from DCAS, from the fire department, the police department, New York Auto Diesel Institute, New York City Ferry, the U.S. Army, as well as a number of other private sector and public sector companies. Daniel Cordoza is the co-chair of this commission. He is the gentleman that I'm standing next to. He could not make it to this meeting today because he has a hearing going on. You know, he's very high up. He has a lot of important stuff to do. So he couldn't make it to this meeting, but he is looking forward to visiting your school with his team. So look out for some emails either from myself or his team. We're going to try to coordinate some visits so that he can get to check out your shop facilities and be able to talk to your young people directly. On the picture on the left, you see that we were given some instructions to the students in attendance and how to apply for opportunities with MTA Bus, as well as various other opportunities that may come up with that organization. So big shout out to Katia and the rest of the folks there at Transit Tech. New York City Ferry is offering an inside tour so that you can do some job shadowing and find out more about the behind the scenes operations. We do have Candace here. If we do have time, we can hear from her a little bit later before the meeting is over. I did send out an invitation to all the schools here. If you have any young people who are interested in knowing more about what it's like to be an engineer or a deckhand or captain, and you want to see what the marine operations side looks like for the ferry, I want you to please sign up your students to take part in this. So these are just a few of a number of activities that are ongoing throughout the school year. We don't have to wait for commission meetings in order for us to collaborate. So if there are any sort of WBL opportunities your company is offering, whether you want to participate in a career day, or you want to take interns, or you want to spread awareness about the entry-level job opportunities in your company, or you want to donate equipment to our shop classes, or you want to offer professional development training, or any number of things, or maybe you want to work with us, but you're not quite sure how to take that next step, just reach out to me and Sean, and we can sit down together and work out how we can best move forward. Those are my updates for now, Sean. I'll hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gav. And once again, I want to say I'm very appreciative to work with Gav and the team in connecting all our school partners to opportunities out there. And so I just want to recognize and appreciate his work in continuing to connect our school partners and industry partners together and have these opportunities to engage both inside and outside of meetings. And so just once again, share a thank you to him publicly, and in particular, great work and great support for all of our partners in schools. So going back to our agenda, I will share my screen. We're going to go into an Office of Student Pathways overview. I'm going to ask Raina to assist with the overview, and I'm going to share my screen right now.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you, Gav. Also want to just also give the shout out to Keith and Eric. We're so excited to continue our strong partnership with the DCAS team. So we're very excited that we'll still continue to have all these amazing opportunities bearing fruit and even more. My name is Reina Utsunomiya. I'm the Deputy Executive Director for Work-Based Learning and Employer Engagement. And I'm here because I wanted to just give you some updates on some exciting things that are happening as part of our Office of Student Pathways and the work that this commission, your partnership and our schools are making in the city, and actually ways that you can even enhance this work even further. As you may probably already know, we have moved into this Office of Student Pathways now, where we are doing a lot of work around how can we make career pathways a much more accessible opportunity for students throughout the city. The work that has been happening through career and technical education schools, in partnership with our industry partners here, with our post-secondary partners, has been so foundational in informing how this can be possible for schools and students, even if they may not necessarily be formal CTE schools. So the visual you're seeing on the screen right now is really just highlighting the 4 pillars of our office. And I think a lot of this is already resonating with the way we operate. It is about how are we preparing our students through strong advising for what they want to do after they graduate. How are we making sure we're preparing them with durable skills so that they can transfer these beyond high school and into whatever careers or pursuits that students decide after they graduate. We want to make sure our students are leaving with either college credits and or industry credentials so that they have something giving them a head start once they are graduated from high school. And we also want to make sure that there's career connected and learning through work-based learning experiences so that our kids are starting to explore and just getting an idea of what are the types of careers that gets them excited. All of this is something that the chancellor has most recently in his State of the City, or actually, sorry, State of the Schools, that he did back in September, that he was emphasizing. And what is so pivotal for us is this is also one of the first times that a chancellor has been making it very clear that career pathways is something he is prioritizing. It is an opportunity for us, and it's something that we want to also make sure that you, as part of our commission members, have a way to support this work even more going forward. I'm going to share with you a slide that that was shared during Chancellor Banks's speech, which I think gives a very stark picture of what we are dealing with when it comes to our students and the ways we are engaging or not engaging them. So this is a picture of the students from the class of 2015, meaning they entered 9th grade in 2011. And that's the number you see at the top. There were about 74,363 ninth graders that entered New York City public schools in 2011. Now, what we did was start crunching numbers based on that to see, well, how many students have stayed on to earn a high school degree. And so you'll see here from this that of the original 74,363 students, 71% graduated within 4 years. That is a pretty significant loss in number of students who did not get to finish with a high school diploma. Well, what we also wanted to do was see where did the students, how did the students go on in pursuing a post-secondary degree. The main way we can measure this is with the associate degrees and the bachelor degrees, because this is something that is publicly available that we can track. And through that data, that we were able to see that within the 52,500 kids that graduated back in 2015, less than half were leaving with an associate's degree. And about 20,536 students were finishing a bachelor's degree. Now, we are very much focusing on the idea of college and career and other ways for students to pursue opportunities after they graduate. And so we know this does not capture the students who may have gone on to find jobs that may have continued with apprenticeships or other ways of pursuing post-secondary options. But it is something for us to keep in mind. There was a more recent report from the Georgetown University's Center for Education and Workforce stating that by the year 2031, 72% of the jobs in the United States will require some kind of post-secondary training or education. And this is a picture that we want to see flipped. We really want to make sure that, well, maybe not flipped, but more, I don't know my shapes right now, more rectangular.
It should be rectangular, yeah.
Exactly. We want to make sure that there are more students at the bottom of this picture than we're seeing right now. And so we're seeing the opportunity that this chancellor has put forth in saying that career pathway, career readiness is a priority as a chance for us to really be putting this front and center for the city. What this means is we want to be able to ask the commission members here this year to be working with us over the course of several months to start giving us some more direct feedback and input on what are the things that we need to be preparing our students for. We would love to get insight from the industry, from our post-secondary partners, from our nonprofit partners, from our city agency partners. We also want to hear from our schools. All of this is something that we are going to be doing with not just this commission, but all our other industry commissions, because what we ultimately want to do is start synthesizing all this information to say, it's great that we want to focus on career readiness. It's great we want to expand career pathway. What is it going to take to do that? And what are the resources we need to make sure that our schools have so that that is possible? These are then going to be recommendations that we want to put forward to the chancellor so that we can say, here are the feedback. Here's the feedback that we're hearing directly from our industry, from our post-secondary partners, from our schools. That type of advocacy is going to be critical for us so that the work is not just happening 1 year at a time, but that it can be sustained. So what this work does entail is that we want to be able to have just meetings that won't necessarily have to happen in this commission meetings, but separate from here. It does require us to facilitate a number of these conversations and focus groups. So we are going to be working in partnership with an organization called Jobs First NYC. They will be helping us to source the feedback from you to then be putting that together, and that by the time we are wrapping this up, hopefully by this coming summer, we will have a set of recommendations that we will be able to present to the chancellor. So what I would like to be able to do here, and I also want to emphasize that this is not just something that we're doing to present to the chancellor. This is something that is going to be important for us as we are also advocating to the New York State Education Department when it comes to any changes we want to see or programs we want to advocate for. So all of this is going to be critical for us in many fronts, for funding, for policy, for programming, for teacher training and upskilling. I'm going to now pause to turn it over to my colleagues from Jobs First NYC so they can talk a little bit more about themselves and then how you can help us out in this effort. So let me see, is Amanda here?
Hi, Raina.
Hi, Amanda.
Thank you all for joining. I'm Amanda. I'm a vice president at Jobs First NYC. I oversee education, research, and impact. Our work is around creating and advancing new solutions to transform systems for young adults and their communities around economic mobility. And I know that's what drives you all, at least partially, because that's the work that you're doing here in this commission. On the next slide, you'll see that we are really excited about the role that we're playing this year. We will be doing research and then facilitating some parts of the industry commission meetings and really partnering with both the chairs who are part of the advisory council, as well as any of you who want to be part of your steering committee here to meet separately in between the fall and spring industry commission meetings to go deeper and to source and synthesize some of the goals and recommendations that you have that will then be seen by the chancellor or other elected officials in the city and state. And in the summer, we will be the ones who work with the New York City Public Schools team to complete a report, develop a presentation to deliver to the chancellor. And so we really want to make sure that that each industry is represented and that your feedback is heard, both around what you want to be doing in this commission and what you want to see as change in the school system. And this shows a little bit of a timeline. Obviously we met with the advisory council last month, and here we are in the first commission meeting of the year. And so we look forward to, in early winter, getting together with a core group of you that want to play a bigger role. We hope it's a multi-stakeholder group, and you will be able to express your interest in joining that group via a survey, and the link will be dropped into the chat. And so we hope that you will share your interest. This group, again, will be meeting in the winter and then again later in the year to make sure that that you're represented. And so it's really the group that will be doing the work in between these larger meetings. I will pass it back to, I believe, Gav, but I just want to say we're really excited to work with you all, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Amanda. Sean, you can take it over.
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Gav. So moving in, we're going to hand it over to Dr. Adam Breyer, one of our colleagues here in the Office of Student Pathways, who's going to talk a little bit more about our exploring sustainability in the green economy.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Gav. Thank you, Raina. Thank you, everybody. And thanks for giving me this time. I'll be brief. I know we're going to be at time soon. So I just have to say, I wrote down something wonderfully exciting that I saw at the end of that cartoon. With 5,000 electric vehicles, New York City government leads the way. So yeah, I agree. And this, what I'm about to speak to, is an extension of that same work. So the Office of Student Pathways is excited to announce the spring 2024 launch of a pilot course called Exploring Sustainability and the Green Economy. It's designed as a part of Mayor Adams' Plan NYC Getting Sustainability Done initiative. We're looking to partner with 10 schools that are excited about sustainability and ensuring that we, I like this word, greenify New York City by enabling students to explore sustainability and prepare for strong careers in the green economy. So while our goal is to pilot this course and related work-based learning opportunities in 10 schools with CTE programs in either construction, architecture, engineering, and transportation/automotive, we encourage all interested high schools to apply, but preference will be given to those programs I just mentioned. So some supports that are already in place for the schools, teachers, and students that join. So there will be in-person and remote professional learning with per session and training rate for those teachers who are listening, a full complement of standards-aligned curriculum with lesson plans within 12 units. So yes, we are writing the entire course, soup to nuts, fully baked lesson plans and units, complete with formative and summative assessments with an end of semester culminating project. Tuition-free teacher fellowship leading to 9 credits and a micro-credential from CUNY Teaching Urban Climate Change. And students from these 10 pilot schools will be prioritized for work-based learning experiences within the green economy, within green jobs. So look, we're going to be opening this up for 10 schools. The application is going to go live very soon. Absolutely looking forward to the flood of applications that we're going to get, and absolutely excited to launch this pilot and even more specifically, to get into schools and watch it happening, because I'm personally invested in this topic as well. So thank you again, everybody. Thanks, Gav. Thanks, Raina. Thanks, Sean, for letting me have this time to plug this course. And thank you to all of you schools who are already excited. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Adam. So next on our agenda piece, we're going to move into just some quick updates regarding our Industry Scholars Program. I believe Matthew from Grant Associates is on the call right now.
Yep, and thank you everyone for the invite. It's great to see you all here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt Brito. I'm the program manager here at Grant Associates for the automotive and transportation portfolio. So it's great to see a lot of familiar faces, great to see a lot of familiar names. And we're excited to follow up some of the goodies for you all with even more good stuff for the students. So following suit, if I can get the next slide, we have the Industry Scholars Program coming up this spring once again. I'll give you guys a quick rundown for those of you that don't know. The Industry Scholars Program, it's an 8-week in-person work-based learning experience that provides students with the opportunity to gain industry knowledge from professionals at a variety of companies that are aligned with the sector of study. In short, what does that mean? Those are the internship and apprenticeship opportunities that your students are looking for, right? This is the program that kind of puts everything all together, what they're learning in the classroom, and gives them the opportunity to showcase some of those skills out in the workforce. Right? It also gives them the opportunity to gain work readiness skills and support that make them more competitive for career post-secondary opportunity, right? A lot of our mechanics having internships in high school helps them majorly once they try to make that transition after they graduate. During the internship, they have the opportunity to earn the New York State minimum wage of $15 an hour for up to 80 hours. And then upon completion of the program, students may have the opportunity to receive school credit, right? As CTE schools, you know, your students, after completing 57 NYCPS hours, graduate with their CTE endorsed diplomas. If they participate in one of our internships that are, again, budgeted for about 80 hours, they would meet all of their requirements in just one cohort. So moving along, if I can get the next slide, please. Spring internships are slated to start in cohort 2. We have an April 8th start date. So there's a lot of time between now and then to get all your students' profiles in CPP, our lovely website, to get them applied within the portal as well. And a bunch of time to get your students I-9 verified. I know that tends to be a huge barrier with the students having to procure a lot of documents, getting all their eggs in order before they can move forward. So spreading the news now, getting all the words out there. I'll soon start making visits to all the automotive schools individually. So I know you guys love my visits. I'll be in the classrooms as well, talking to the students, walking you guys through the application process, and just generally being there to support you guys from now all the way through April 8th when we can begin cohort 2 for our lovely automotive and transportation students. All the schools by now should be familiar with the Career Pathways portal. I hope you are. I know we are for sure over here on our side. But between now and then, the application is open. So we're urging all of your students to apply. Again, a whole lot of time between now and April to make sure we have everything we need to move all your students through the program successfully. But putting this out there on all your radars for all my automotive schools, you can start spreading the good news to the students. The application is open and you can start getting your applications in.
We have a question from Kathy.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, great.
Yes, we hear you.
So it's really not a question, it's more of a recommendation for the entire commission for us to try to get some gender diversity going on, like improve our gender diversity in the automotive commission for our students. I would love to see more female students if we could.
Hearing you loud and clear, my bestie Kathy. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Wish you guys a really prominent school year. I'm looking forward to seeing the students. You know, I'm a big fan. I want to see our students grow.
Looking forward to putting some smiles in front of you, Kathy. I appreciate all your support. Thank you for everything that you do in supporting our students. Yeah, Kathy Walcott,
of course.
Department of Transportation, one of the GOATs, one of the best to ever do it. Just one of our amazing partners out there. helping our students do the good work. So I have a list of contacts up on the screen. My name is all the way at the bottom left corner for the automotive and transportation portfolio in particular. Teachers, partners, anyone on this commission meeting, if there are any questions about the internship program, any concerns you might have, or if you're just looking for me to make an appearance within your school sometime soon, please jot down the email. It's right there at the bottom left, mbrito@grandassociatesinc.com. Super excited to get in front of your students, super excited to start pushing them through into these real world experiences, and just having them continue to flourish in this amazing industry. Again, thank you to the partners at New York City Public Schools. Gav, always a pleasure to see you. Sean, Dr. Breyer, Sonia, Reina, absolute pleasure to work with you all continuously throughout the years. And I'm super stoked to continue to do the good work. Thank you guys for the invitation, and I'm looking forward to having your students apply.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you for that information. So just in the interest of time, we're moving along here, and we just wanted to give an opportunity now to have Miguel Sierra from Thomas Edison High School share out a little bit about the Hertz Electrifies initiative. I was very happy to be, or lucky to join the 3 schools that attended the training on November 7th that was hosted at Thomas Edison High School. About 22 instructors and students were involved, and it was a great opportunity. Individuals from Hertz Electrifies initiative came to demonstrate and talk through a little bit of their 3-part curriculum regarding electric vehicles. So EV 101, charging basics, makes and models of EV vehicles, and additionally as well brought a vehicle in for instructors and students to kind of tinker around with, look at, and investigate, learn a little bit more about, and just to have a better sense of it. So I just want to give that opportunity now for and open the floor for Miguel to share a little bit more about the training and information on the participation of students and instructors. Miguel, can you hear us? Are you able to?
Miguel, can you hear us? All right, Sean, I guess we can move on because he might have stepped away from his device.
No, he put into the chat that the mic is not working for him.
Okay.
They're trying to sort it out. I see some of the students that were attended as well trying to help.
Got it.
So maybe while Miguel tries to see if they can sort out the tech issue, I know Gavi mentioned that Candace from NYC Ferritor was on the line, and maybe she'd like to share some information.
Yes, Candace, please feel free to unmute. Did she step away also? See her here. All right, all right, we're gonna give Candace a few minutes. Samia, you can feel free to unmute to talk about your upcoming opportunity that we can get involved in.
Hi, everyone. Some of you already know me, but for those who don't, my name is Soumya Gokhale. I'm from the New York City Economic Development Corporation. I know a couple of my colleagues in leadership also serve on this commission. I'm mostly here to talk to you about the Maritime Career Awareness Fair. So this is the 3rd year that we, EDC, will be hosting a Maritime Career Awareness Fair. This is to expose high school students to the pathways available to them or just further education available to them. Usually we have about 500, 600, 700 students show up to this fair. And if your school is interested, please do contact me. I'll put my contact information in the chat. The people who will be at this fair are going to be facilities, firms, operators, infrastructure partners across New York City, offshore energy firms, education, like further education, and labor representatives, vessel manufacturers and people who work on vessels as well, public safety officials, nonprofits that work in this space, and also supply chain firms. So we have about 100 people that will show up to talk to high school students all across the boroughs of New York City about potential careers that are available to them. This is mostly for them to gain exposure and to make connections and ask questions to the people who are actually doing these jobs currently and people who will be hiring for future jobs that do not exist yet. So please let us know. It's going to be held on April 18th of next year. So this is sometime in the spring, and we would love to have any high schools or students that you think should attend. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Miguel, is your mic working now?
Yes, I had to get on my cell phone. This is the first time I tried using this computer for this, and it didn't pick up our audio. So I didn't try before our turn to speak in the meetings. I didn't notice that issue was gonna come up. And then, of course, like always, as soon as you're trying to rush something, the app needs to be updated. So we had that struggle in the beginning. Hertz came to our school. We did host it. We were not the only school that participated in the training. We had a couple different schools. ATech was here, Smith in the Bronx was here, and they also brought students along with them. So it was actually a very nice experience. The trainer was very professional, definitely gave us a huge insight on what they're dealing with, because they have a huge fleet of electric vehicles that they have to deal with now. I guess with their expansion to all the Teslas that they have purchased and all the all the logistics that comes into play with making sure that they're available for those that are going to be renting them and using them for Uber or different apps to work, and then the maintenance aspect to it. So it was I actually have two students that they gave me a pretty quick I guess insight to how they saw the training was, other than just hearing from me.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good presentation. I learned a lot of things about electric vehicles that I didn't think I would know. Like for example, when the battery dies on an electric vehicle, you have to take out the tow hook and then probe it, and then it'll unlock the hood, and then you could charge the battery from that. So that's like one of the things I learned.
Also for me, when I saw the presentations about the electric or EV vehicles, at first I had like a bad outlook towards EV vehicles, since I'm more of a combustion guy myself. So I drive, gasoline powered vehicles. But after, sitting down, talking with everybody and listening to their well presented slides, it sort of gave me a better outlook on EV vehicles, and maybe something that we could sort of invest on, or maybe I should learn more about for the future.
Ultimately, it was a very good experience. I definitely look forward to working with industry, with different partners to expand the knowledge from my students. They hear from me every single day, so hearing from somebody that is not just me and somebody that's actually working in industry is always a very positive experience for them. So definitely look forward to more and more different presentations and partnerships. And the students always benefit from that. And, it definitely opens their eyes all the time. Even mine, because at the same time, is like we're so focused on our curriculum and trying to make sure that we get our students up to date with what they need. A lot of times we also need industry input to update our curriculum and to continue adding to what we're teaching every single day. So, thank you so much for your time. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but that was it was definitely positive.
Give it a second just in case there are any questions. Okay. And I don't know if Candace is still on the line. I don't believe so, or maybe Gav, do you see if she's still on?
No, I don't think she's around.
Okay.
All right. There is one more thing, Sean, that I wanted to share. I didn't realize my first slide didn't show. Folks, I'm just gonna keep you just a few more seconds longer. I did want to share this. This is a big deal also. All right, so just give me a second here. The slide you should be seeing in front of you. We are doing our CTE driver education program. If you happen to be around any of the 5 boroughs and you see some adolescents driving with an instructor, it might be that that's one of our kids and one of our driving school vendors. We've done a number of different labor market studies when it comes to the aircraft mechanic career pathway, automotive tech pathway, as well as maritime pathways, and I'm going to include transit pathways as well. Every single year, we consistently hear from you, from our other industry partners, from the job listings that we see online, that the driver license is a essential credential needed by our young people in order to attain entry-level job opportunities within these various industries. So what we are doing for this school year is we are working with 13 different schools to provide free driver education from the 5-hour pre-licensing course to the actual behind the wheel lessons, all the way up to the road test. So that means that our young people can graduate with their high school diploma as well as their driver license. And this is one less barrier for them if they want to get into any one of these fields. And we have a few WBL coordinators on the line who are a part of this work, and this is something that is ongoing. Hopefully by next year, we have access to more funding where we can expand the program to grow even larger. But I just want to thank the driving school vendors as well as the schools that have signed up to be a part of this program. And I have to give a huge shout out to Raina and to Sean because they are two of the giant forces behind this work, making sure that the funds were in place and that we were able to create the purchase orders and get them out there to our vendors. So we listen to you. All right. We hear your suggestions. We hear your feedback. We understand that this is something that our young people need to attain in order to take that next step into industry. So this is something that we are working on. So I just want to thank you all for the collaboration in this matter.
Guys, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes,
Gav.
yes, I remember you. Yes, I remember
Many,
you bugged
many
us.
moons ago.
Yep, I met Kathy Walcott. She used to bug us about why
Many
aren't.
moons ago.
Yep. Listen, we hear you. Kathy from Department of Transportation, she's been very adamant that our kids need this credential. And then I know, Kathy, you want our kids to get the CDL as well.
CDL,
So
at least,
we
let's
got you.
get them their study package. We're going to move
Yes.
it on up. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Yep. So we hear you.
CDL, yes. Thank
We
you
hear
so
you.
much.
Yep.
But
And we
I'm
hear.
so pleased.
Yes, and we hear you about having more of our young women access these educational programs as well. So that's something that happens at the school enrollment level. So as we do our work with the middle schools and we're doing these various career fairs and enrollment activities, we'll definitely try our best to get the word out there that this industry is very much open to women as well. So that is something that we are working on. But thanks as always for the feedback. Are there any other industry partners you have any announcements you need to make before we close out the meeting?
Gab, this is Debbie from the
Yes.
MTA. I'd just like to say hello. Happy to be at the commission meeting today. We've got, like many other organizations, baby boomers are retiring, and they can do so because they have a great pension from the MTA. We're hosting an open house, and I'll send this out to you, and maybe you can share it with all the participants here today. An open house for bus mechanics, bus mechanic helpers, and bus mechanic supervisors on Sunday, January 7th. We've got hundreds of openings to fill. So, ton of jobs. Just need a CDL permit. Don't need the license. We'll help you get the license. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Any other updates, announcements? Schools, do you need help with anything? Any questions, comments, criticisms, compliments? All right. Thank you all for a very productive meeting. I'm going to stop the recording, but as always, I leave the meeting going in case you want to connect with anybody else that you see. I'm going to stick around as well because I know a lot of you like to talk to me in private for some reason. I don't know why you're so shy. But thank you all for this amazing meeting. And please, I'm just a text, phone call, email away. Jorin, it's good to see you. I sent you all the stuff that you requested. Justice, I see
I
you.
know,
Justice,
that's what I'm gonna
yes.
say.
Yes, great. Thank you, Jorin. I see Justice is one of my former students who is now industry partner. Always good to see things come full circle. But I'm going to keep the meeting going in case you guys want to connect with each other. But thank you all for the amazing work that you do. Reach out at any time.